Hello. So for this second breathing practice, which is very similar in essence to the first breathing practice, we're going to sit down. It'll again be about 20 minutes, and you could sit on a chair. That's absolutely fine. If you sit on a chair, just making sure that the soles of your feet are firmly planted on the floor. And if that means placing them on books or blocks, that's fine. If you're sitting on the floor, make sure that you're maybe sitting on a cushion or a block so that your spine is straight. You have a little tilt in your pelvis. And you could also sit up against a wall. It's all good. And I'm sitting cross-legged, but it's not essential. And then the other thing you could have here is some kind of belt or strap. So I've got a yoga belt, but any other strap would be fine. It could be a bit wider than this. Let's tie the strap around us. Don't worry, it's not going to be very complicated. And make a loop. And just for now, not tying the loop tight at all, but having it ready to adjust as we use it in the practice. So I'm just going to leave it here for now. And taking your shoulders up to your ears and rolling them back again. Doing that a couple of times to help release the shoulders. Really feeling into the shoulders. You can use your arms to accentuate the movement and then reversing those circles. And in this version of the breathing practice we did before, we're going to use these hand gestures, and they're very simple and they can help direct the breath to the area of the lungs that we're focusing on. So I'm just going to show you them now so that when we come to them, you might remember. The first one is taking the tips of your thumbs and forefingers just lightly together and the other 3 fingers extended. The second one curls the fingers in towards the palms lightly with the thumb and forefinger still pressing. The third one, you take the thumbs across the base of your fingers and lightly curl your fingers around them, make little sausage rolls. And the fourth one, you're going to bring your hands to the solar plexus with the knuckles pointing up, so the back of your hands are pointing down. So those are the 3 hand gestures. So if you'd like to bring the tips of your thumbs and forefingers lightly together and close your eyes if that's comfortable, or have a gaze lightly down. Taking a few moments to settle into the body. So you allow a sense of a release down through the hips and sitting bones. So your legs become really heavy. And if you're sitting up against something, feeling the support behind you. Feeling now the support beneath you on a chair on the floor. And a sense of delicate dignity rising up through the spine. Nothing too rigid, your shoulders can soften and drop away from the ears. Slight softening in the side waist. And then noticing what it feels like to breathe. Feeling the air in your nostrils. Maybe one nostril feels clearer with the breath than the other. Can you feel the temperature of the breath on the inhale and then the exhale? And where else do you feel the movement, the sensation of the breath in the body? Not trying to do anything, not trying to change anything, simply noticing this blueprint of your breath. It's like a baseline to come back to. And then gently opening your eyes. And now we will fasten the belt. And the reason we're using the belt is because sometimes it's not so easy to feel this expansion out in all directions. It's not so easy to feel it in the rib cage. And by having the belt in a light pressure, tied with a light pressure against the bottom of the ribs, it just helps you feel the expansion and then the release. So tightening it not so that you asphyxiate yourself, but so that you can feel a support, and you'll feel as you breathe in that you're pressing against the belt. And we're bringing it to where you had your hands over the lower ribs before. So just over the lower section of the ribs. And then taking that hand gesture again, the thumbs and the forefingers. And just to remind you that we're breathing out in these four directions again, to the front, out to the sides and to the back. So this is exactly the same lower lobule breath that we began with before. Just taking a natural breath in and out. And then next time you breathe in, drawing the breath down to this lower section beneath your navel and your solar plexus. And feeling the connection with the slight pressure of the belt all around this section of the torso, and then the release on the exhalation. And feeling out to the front, feeling out to the sides, feeling out to the back. And noticing if your tongue is relaxed in your mouth, if your jaws are softly releasing. And there's a gentleness behind your eyes. And you can leave the belt where it is as we move up to the other section, or release the belt entirely. This is really just to help bring an awareness into the dimensionality of the breath. And curling your fingers in towards your palms with a light pressure, not squeezing. Resting your hands palm down on your legs. And then next time you breathe in, drawing your breath into the middle section of the lungs. So this area from your solar plexus to the very center of your heart space, a whole band around this midsection of your chest. And feeling out to the front, out to the sides, out to the back, and not straining, not trying to take a deeper breath. Coming into that sense of a wave of the breath, that gentle pulse as you breathe in. And you breathe out over and over again. And then opening out your fingers and placing your thumbs across the base of your fingers and lightly curling your fingers around like little sausage rolls, placing your hands back down again. Coming to this top section, basically from the center of the chest all the way up to your collarbones, to your shoulders. As you breathe in, sipping in the breath to fill up this top third of your balloon, much more narrow at the top here. Feeling the breath in all directions. And releasing any clenching, any grasping, any clinging. Completely absorbed in the quality of the breath. And then bringing your hands together at the solar plexus so that the tops of your fingers are pointing upwards and the backs of your hands are pointing down. And you lightly press your hands into this area. So in my case, I'm coming right into where the belt is. Relax in the shoulders, relax in the arms. And we come to the full breath now. So have in mind your balloon that you're going to fill completely with water and then pour out again. And then when you're ready, draw the breath into this lower section from the navel to the solar plexus and keep filling it up to the center of the chest and all the way up to your collarbones and throat. And pause at the top of this full in-breath. And then steady and slow, pour the breath out from the top to the bottom. And you can pause at the end of your exhalation, almost feeling the exhalation dissolving away before you start again. And just remembering all the 3 or 4 directions of the breath, of the torso expanding and releasing. And not trying too hard, not trying to force a fuller breath. Just feeling your way into the edges of the envelope of your breath. Sense of this full wave of the full yogic breath. Swell of the ocean as the wave fills you with breath and then pours away again. And taking 3 more full breaths. And at the end of your exhalation, releasing your hands. Your palms could be down or up, maybe resting in your lap, however you want. You might want to release your belt now. And as you come to the end of this practice, returning into a natural breath and noticing if there's any difference now in the quality of your breath compared to when you checked in right at the beginning. Noticing how you feel in your body, in your skin. And you're welcome to stay seated for as long as you like, or you might like to come and lie down flat for a few moments to rest. Thank you very much for joining me.